been here for the past 5 minutes.
We've been here. How is everyone doing? Welcome.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to Hack the Movies Live.
Turkey Day edition.
Turkey Day edition. Someone said happy Dumpsgiving.
Happy Dumpsgiving.
But that wasn't good enough. It should be Hacky Dumpsgiving.
And it's Thanks Garbage. That's a movie dumpster TM.
Thanks Garb. That was the best name you got?
That's what we did.
Dumpsgiving sounds way better than...
I don't know. Thanks Garbage is pretty good.
You gotta do Dumpsgiving.
We had there was too many dumpster things happening. we have Trick or Trash, Trash into the Snow, and Thanks Garbage. Those are our holiday events. And you can count this as one of those holiday events.
Yes, you can. So we are going to talk about Thanksgiving horror movies. There are so many.
There is a lot.
There's more than you would think.
More than you would think, and also ones that aren't necessarily Thanksgiving movies, but we're going to talk about.
Yeah, some of them are the most famous one is very loosely Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I was telling people about this beforehand, and they were like, "There's Thanksgiving horror movies?"
Oh yeah.
And then other people were like, "I can't even name a Thanksgiving movie," and I was like, "Planes, Trains, and Automobiles," obviously.
Sure.
Which new 4K is coming out with all the missing scenes.
Is that something we need?
Out of curiosity.
I mean, sure. I'd like to. Sure.
I like to see it.
I like to see it.
I like to see it too.
I think one of my buddies, my buddy Chris Lamartine was talking about it on Twitter today, and he's like, "Do I really have to buy the fucking 4K to see the scenes?"
Someone's gonna put it on YouTube. Afterwards.
It's fine. Yeah, it's gonna just give it a month.
I'd like to actually own that movie. So
I think I have it on DVD.
Well, I bought it and then breakup happened. So I no longer have it.
And
so
she got the DVD.
She got the Blu-ray. So I think we're gonna get that because I'd be curious to see the deleted scenes. Also, it'd be nice to just own that movie.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not like the scenes are awful. Because I just found out that Peacock does the Office super fan editions of episodes.
What's that?
They apparently add in, I heard this from my friend Vito talk about this. They add in all like the cut jokes from the episodes and like they were all cut for a reason.
Well, again, just for the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, like I feel like that's going to be cool to see.
Yeah.
But maybe they were cut for a reason.
Especially with like comedies. Like a lot of times, like, you got to cut this out. This doesn't work.
100%. Are we allowed to talk to people, or they have to super chat?
Yes. Listen, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that, Joe.
Okay.
Joe, but before we talk about Thanksgiving horror movies,
yes,
I wanted to talk about things that we're thankful for.
Okay.
What are you thankful for this year, Joe?
I'm thankful for my loving wife that has stuck with me.
Stuck through you?
Stuck through me. She stabbed me right through the heart.
Were you guys in a teleporter accident?
She hooked me. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, that was rough. It was like I went over Joe's. He was doing a fly experiment, and Julie was hanging out of his chest.
It worked out though. She was like Quado, but she's fine now. She's all better now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, for serious.
Mm-hmm.
I am thankful for my wife because she's been there for me a lot. These past almost 10 years now.
Yeah, and I mean I was there too. But
you were there.
Keep going.
Remember when we got married? Well, at your.
Hey.
I don't know. You were having a party and you were getting married in the background.
I was at your wedding in the background like a creep.
We were in the background of your party.
That's right.
Apparently.
That's right. But that's very nice.
Yes.
Anything else you're thankful for?
My family, my friends. Actually, I'm thankful for you, Tony.
Oh.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, you want to know what I'm thankful for?
Sure. Hit me.
I'm thankful for super chats. They're my favorite thing in the world. I love super chats. And you know what? If people leave super chats on the stream,
then we get to talk to
I will answer those.
Okay.
If they're questions, I will answer them. You could leave a super chat just to get us to say something, and we'll do it within reason. Within reason. Okay? Don't just type whatever and think we're going to say whatever. But yeah, I'm thankful for many things. I'm thankful for all my patrons. We just, at the time of this recording, I uploaded.
Are we being serious right? Are you being serious right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes.
At the time of this
clearly.
recording, I uploaded a commentary track
Yeah.
for Survivor Series 1990.
You did.
And that was the most famous Survivor Series. It gave birth to a household wrestling character that we all know.
The Kiss Demon.
No, the Gobbledygooker.
Oh.
Yes, and the Undertaker was there. But anyway, so check that out, Survivor Series 1990. I did it with Kit Osborne. He's a wrestler, not like a real one, like an indie guy. But he was there. We had a really, really fun time. Someone left a super chat with no comment, but I want to thank them. Thank you, Zachary Rice.
Thanks, Zachary Rice.
So yes,
I get $5 of that $10. You know.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Oh, you know what? You know what you didn't do?
What?
Talk about our Monster Squad commentary on an
I
episode.
totally forgot. I
Yeah.
totally forgot. We did a Monster Squad commentary. We released it on Halloween, so I was a little bit busy.
I just wanted to throw that out there before it gets lost in the weeds, because I had a very fun time. We had a very fun time watching that on Halloween and talking about it.
Yes, we had a really, really great time.
Make sure you go to Hack the Movies Patreon.
Yes,
and watch
and
that.
I see people leaving supers. I just want to, because I might save them toward the end. Okay, good.
Okay, somebody just gave you $2 and asked me to grow my goatee back.
Well,
it's
actually-
shaved for a very specific reason.
And-
I'm clean shaven for a very specific reason.
I will mention it right now
Okay.
without mentioning too much.
Yeah.
It is shaved because we are working on another short,
Yes.
and the behind the scenes photos for that are on Patreon and for YouTube channel members. And
There
the
you go.
last thing I'm thankful, well, not the second to last thing I'm thankful for
Yeah.
is the Black Friday sale going on at RetroWare, where you can get, I think, 20% off Hack the Movies merchandise.
That's pretty great.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty great.
You can get a poster.
Buy your grandmother a Hack the Movie shirt for
Yes,
Christmas. Yeah.
yes. I bought my grandmother Hack the Movie stuff, and it saved her life, is what I tell myself.
Oh yeah, I think it's true.
See, my grandmother had cancer. I gave her the giant blanket of my face, which is no longer available because Teespring sucks. And then she didn't have cancer, and I'm
gone.
sure those are related.
gone.
I'm sure those are related.
The healing hand of Tony of Hack the HTM. Yeah.
Yes. So find out. We actually haven't shot your scenes yet for it.
No, which is
but-
hilarious because I've shaved 3 times and we haven't shot them, and I'm like, all right, and I'm like, no, we'll do it tonight.
So yeah, we have a really fun short coming up. And the last thing that I am thankful for, and this is a very serious one, Joe.
Okay.
I am thankful for BlueChew. Roll the ad. Let's talk about today's sponsor, BlueChew. It's tradition to serve a turkey on Thanksgiving, but this year I will only be serving up a nice big hog. And by that I mean I'll be using the service that helps you have longer lasting and harder erections. That service is BlueChew. Once you subscribe, you can order everything online. The request gets processed by a real licensed medical provider, and it gets delivered right to your door. You can even unsubscribe whenever you want. They come in chewable tablets, so you can chow down on them while you're eating some stuffing with gravy. And then afterwards, stuff something else full of gravy, if you know what I mean. Each tablet comes in individual packaging. Take it with you on the go, and when the mood strikes, pop that package open and start the chewing to get to the doing. This holiday, I'm gonna make sure everyone comes together around the dinner table while enjoying some nice thick meat. Then maybe we'll eat some food, too. BlueChew uses the same active ingredient as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but is much more cheaper. BlueChew is only available at BlueChew.com. Order your chewable tablets today and get your first month free with promo code HACK, or simply click the link in the description so you can start to chew it and do it. We're back? That was a great ad.
I don't know about you, but I'm hard as a rock.
There you go.
Thank you. It's a Thanksgiving miracle.
So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the Thanksgiving horror movies.
Yes.
I have your super chats in between movies. We will address your super chats, so keep them coming. I have the super chat window open. Yes, movie number 1. Cut to the image, Jessica. Jessica is manning our controls. She's in the other room.
She's womaning our controls.
Yeah, womaning our control.
Yes.
Blood Freak.
The classic.
You just don't use that word. Okay, let's talk about this cover. So the graphic you guys are seeing, Jessica, cut back to the video. looks nothing like whatever the. Can I see this?
This is the VHS. This
Yes.
is the re-release VHS,
So
not
this is
the
the
Regal
re-release
video one.
VHS where they try to make it seem like it's a vampire movie.
It's Dracula on drugs.
Dracula on drugs. Blood freak is on the loose. This horrifying addicted monster is on the loose and has an insatiable thirst for addicts' blood. To survive, others must die a harrowing, slow death. This does not prepare you.
No.
How bad did the movie sell that they were like, we got to repackage it and pretend it's a vampire movie?
Question mark? I mean, he is a blood freak, I would say, yes.
It's the same. They just reprint.
Save the buck, man.
So Blood Freak.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Blood Freak. I put this on the other day.
Yes.
And I'm watching it. And I looked up the trivia. Apparently a bunch of investors pulled out last minute.
You don't say.
You don't see, yeah. And I'm watching it. And like the first like 10, 15 minutes is this guy with this horrible Elvis haircut at a party. And it's just people talking at like the worst lit party. Like actors are flubbing on their lines and they just keep going. They don't do anything. And I called my good friend Joe from Movie Dumpster. And I said, Joe, I'm watching Blood Freak. It's really bad. I had to call and let you know.
I know it was good. And I responded with, "It's not that bad, Tony."
and then I think we talked about something work related. And then you said something that blew my mind.
Yeah.
So you went, okay, I think he's about to turn into a giant turkey man.
Via drugs.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I went, what the hell are you telling me? Because I saw the poster for this movie, and I not knowing anything, I was like, oh, this is a guy who wears a turkey mask and kills people on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then you told me that, and I'm like, do you mean to tell me I'm supposed to believe that that is an actual turkey head on a man? And then the rest of the movie played. This movie sucks, Joe. Why do you like this movie?
It's not very good.
It's really not very good.
It's not one I'd reach for. This is like the tryptophan end of the night, put it in, and just fall asleep on the couch movie.
Yes.
Right?
So the story is this guy, he volunteers for some experiments after the longest party in the world.
Yes.
And they're pumping drugs into turkeys. And he's eating the drug turkey.
Yes.
And then
he becomes a mutant turkey.
He becomes a mutant turkey man.
A blood freak, if you will.
Yes, and he has to drink the blood of drug addicts, specifically?
I think so.
Or at least that's what the back of that box said.
He's Dracula on drugs.
He's Dracula on drugs.
It reminds me of what we do in the shadows when they, like, to get drunk, they have to drink the blood of somebody who's drunk. Or
and now I'm a wizard.
Yes.
They also did that in True Blood where the vampires drank vampire blood.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's going to happen? It's like nothing. And the next thing you know, they're all like stoned and like all weird. They're like, oh God.
Why don't we just feed on our own people? Okay.
Yes. I think at one point the girl has sex with the turkey man.
It's possible.
Or she's like still in love with him.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So
you just freshly rewatched this. I haven't seen this in, I don't know, a minute.
Well, here's the most frustrating thing. By the way, I tried to pay attention to this movie. It was hard. It was really, because so much of it is just monotonous.
It's a low
very
movie.
Bland. And just they're padding the time.
This is made for $1, and all the money was gone at one point.
Yeah, and apparently at the end it was all a dream. He like wakes up and he's fine. And they're like, man, that turkey drugs really messed up your brain. You thought you were a turkey man slitting people's throats.
You think that's the same stuff? Well, we'll get to it, but you think that's the same stuff that Body by Jake was on?
We're going to get to Body by Jake.
Probably.
But yeah, so I can't stress enough. Jess, can you cut back to the image? It's the worst looking turkey thing I've ever seen. It doesn't look like a turkey.
No.
It looks like a kid's paper mache dragon from like kindergarten or something.
Again, there's no money here.
No, not at all. But at that point, it was just like, just don't make the movie at that point. Just cut your losses.
True passion, Tony, prevailed and the movie was made.
I was shocked that the mouth actually moved.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they put a hand in it and took it off the actor to make it do that.
Probably. I mean, for as bad as it is, though, like I feel like this is one of those infamous ones where like it's so bad
Yeah.
that it's like talked about a lot.
Yes.
It's like, oh, the movie where the guy eats the drugged turkey and turns into a turkey man
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the movie about a Dracula
on drugs. Somebody was so proud of that, right? Like writing on the box, like this is gonna sell 1 million
Like,
copies.
Could you imagine buying that?
Yes.
Being like,
If they were there.
did you know what it was when you bought it?
Yeah, I knew
Okay,
exactly
okay.
what it was.
Could you imagine being in the video store,
Mm-hmm.
being like, ah, yes, Blood Freak.
Dude,
I believe this will be about a vampire
if you
sucking sexy ladies' blood.
if you saw this on the shelf and you were like Dracula on Blood Freak,
Yeah.
what? And then you read on the back like, oh, it's an addicted monster
Yes.
and it needs addict's blood and it's a half man, half mutant. I'm taking this home,
Yes.
and then I'll be disappointed.
Yes. And then imagine just seeing the turkey head for the first
Oh,
time
that would have blew my mind.
and just going, what the fuck is this?
That's what sold me on it when I first went to go see it, like sought it out. I was like, turkey head guy.
And apparently this was remade. Hold on.
Okay, this is what blew my mind because this totally flew under my radar.
Yeah. My good friend Chris, he let me know. I told him we were doing Blood Freak. And he was like, oh, yeah, the remake? And I was like, what? So, yeah, apparently there was a Blood Freak in 2020.
And it looks just as bad
Yeah.
in HD.
Yeah, it doesn't look much better.
No.
It really doesn't look much better. Uh, so, yeah, do you have anything else to say about Blood Freak?
No.
Okay, I'm going to read some super chats.
It's a really bad movie with it. I mean, maybe watch it once. Again, this is
Yeah.
great. Like at the end of the night, you had a few whiskeys, you had your turkey, you're just chilling out, and you're going to fall asleep anyway.
Yeah.
Pop it on, baby.
Okay, before we move on to the next one, let's read some of these super
go
chats
for it.
here. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
You want to go first?
I like stuffing.
I love stuffing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we didn't do like traditionally made stuffing. My mom would make stovetop, and that I could not wait for that every time. I'm also a big eater of like cold food. Like
Okay.
I love my leftovers cold,
Yeah.
and cold stovetop stuffing.
Yeah.
it's
It's pretty good.
the bee's
It's
knees.
pretty good.
Yeah.
What are your guys' best and worst movies of the year so far? Oof.
So far, I'd say the worst is VHS 99, and the best is what did I really like?
I think Northman's the best for me.
I think Northman for sure.
Northman
is
and
the
Top Gun. Top Gun was really
best. I
good
didn't
too.
see Top Gun.
Top Gun Maverick's really good too.
Yeah.
Worst. I don't know. Morbius was pretty bad. Memes
didn't-
aside, Morbius was pretty bad.
Movies we saw, I did not definitely.
Thor:
didn't see
Love
that
and
one.
Thunder was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was worse than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
it's
really
fine, but like,
We already answered Joe. Grow your goatee back.
yes,
Please, Joe, say he eats rats in the Loomis voice.
he eats rats.
You guys got to watch the behind the scenes vlog where Joe's just like, I forgot the fucking line in the voice. Joe and Tony, this is from Mike Moorhead Jr. Sorry. The previous chats were from Rob K, Thunderbolts, 1986, Chet Lee, and Mike Moorhead Jr. Joe and Tony, how goes it today, you beautiful gents? It goes pretty good.
It goes well.
Psycho Jet Black. Tony needs BlueChew to watch Roadhouse. Well, first off,
Wait, doesn't Patrick Swayze?
First off, Psycho Jet Black. BlueChew is one word. One word.
I thought that was a dog food when you first told me about it.
And you know what? I don't need it, but I will take BlueChew next time I watch Roadhouse just to make it more satisfying.
Oh man.
And PC's extra video says, I'm thankful for Hack the Movies and Movie Dumpster. Joe, what are your thoughts on Resident Evil? Welcome to Raccoon City. Did you see that one?
That's not the series, right? That
No,
was like
it's the newest movie.
It's a big whatever. You know, I think the thing that pisses me off most is that they just can't crack the nut for whatever reason. Like they're always like, "Well, it's Resident Evil," but like my spin on Resident Evil.
It got close. They should have
was
just
pretty
focused
close.
on movie 1 or 2. Or like you can combine Resident Evil 2 and 3.
You mean the game 1 or 2?
Yeah. But Resident Evil 1, you can't really combine that with another game. That kind of needs to be its own story. But I thought it was fun and fine.
Hashtag. I want a Spencer Mansion
Yes.
haunted house zombie movie
Yes.
with monsters.
Yes.
Like that's what I want.
They put all the giant monsters in the TV show. And the TV show's
Something
not
tells
great.
me it's not good.
But it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was I didn't hate it like other people did. It was very interesting. But anyway, moving on.
Yes. Oh, just want to say hello to Johanna because she's in there. I hope you're feeling better.
Joanna, you better feel better on Monday. We got to finish your scenes. And if you want to know who Johanna's playing, you got to go to Patreon and become a YouTube channel member and see that picture of her.
I see what you did there.
And I see another chat came in, but let's move on to the second movie. We'll get back to the super chats next. Joe, Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
Cut to graphic. I'm sure she's doing it, but I just want to make sure. Home Sweet Home.
Have more faith in Jess.
I have the utmost faith in her. Now, this is another one.
That is a very hard to find one. Just don't drop it. I know that you're prone to breaking things like toys.
Joe. All right. Home Sweet Home. Thanksgiving Day. The Bradley family and friends gather for a traditional feast to give thanks for life's bountiful blessings. And they have every reason to be thankful for their lives because before they know it, they'll be dead.
They sure will.
For the Bradleys have an uninvited guest. A homicidal maniac has escaped from imprisonment to satisfy his pent-up lust for murder. And he has singled out their home for his psychopathic killing spree. One by one, the revelers will be methodically stalked and served up in the butcher's holiday blood feast. Blood Feast is a different movie.
It's totally different.
Until the Bradleys' home sweet home becomes a grisly house of horrors. So this movie,
yes,
I put it on right after Blood Freak.
So you got a little tiny bump in quality.
Yes, I was like, well, you can only
look. I got to tell you something. You watched these in the right order. To start with Blood Freak, and then
I really did.
There you go.
So Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
That's another one. I didn't know what it was about. I knew it was a killer on Thanksgiving.
We reviewed Home Sweet Home in our very first season of Movie Dumpster. You can go check that out maybe after this.
Are you? This is not the time to shill for things,
See
Joe.
that?
Joe,
you can get this hat in our store.
Can you be a little bit more like modest? Like
sure.
This isn't a time to shill for things.
It's
And
not.
can someone leave a super chat telling Joe I shilling is bad? Anyway, so I put it on and I didn't know what the killer was. And then the movie starts.
Oh, okay.
And it's a laughing asshole. He like runs over a lady.
Dude.
He like, kills a guy and runs over a lady just laughing.
We got to preface this with the fact that this is Jake Steinfeld. This is Body by Jake.
Yes.
This is the My Orbit guy.
Yeah.
From the 90s.
Okay.
This is like the first thing he was like ever in.
Yeah, it's like 1981, I think.
Yeah.
Hard movie to search, by the way.
Oh, it's very hard to find.
But
I think it's
like
on YouTube.
even on Google, you have to type in 1981, or else you get Home Sweet Home Alone, or you just get Home Sweet Home Decorations.
Yeah,
it was hard to find. Yeah. I mean, just YouTube. There's a VHS rip on YouTube.
I don't know if this is on Blu-ray yet, but I would really like to see this one.
Well, I think this is like one of the famous like shot on video movies.
No, I think it's shot on film for sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is the video nasty? Is that what you meant?
Yes, that's what I think I meant. Yeah. By distributed by Media.
Yeah. The classic Media.
Yes, so
that's my favorite scene in the movie, by the way, when he hits the grandma. Holy shit. And it's just like a blood splatter across his windshield. And he's like, and he's shooting PCP under his tongue. It's fucking great.
That's right.
He's a drug addict that just escaped like a prison or a mental facility.
And he just knew where to get the drugs?
I don't know, but he had like a whole pocket full of syringes.
You think his dealer would be like, hey, buddy, aren't you supposed to be in jail?
I think we theorized that John Hurt like traveled back in time and gave them to him and gave him like super PCP.
Yeah. So he's like stalking the family and killing them one by one and laughing his ass off all while he does it.
There are some great scenes in this, but it's like the VHS and probably the rip that you saw is super, super dark.
It is.
Like, I'm talking like you can't see shit for like 5 minutes at a time.
Yes, that's why I'm having trouble recalling a lot of it, because I think a lot of it I was like, what?
There's a few good kills. I love the one where where that dude's looking in his car and like Body by Jake runs out of the woods and like elbow drops the hood and just crushes this guy in the car hood.
Yeah, it's funny. So this is like after Halloween, where everyone's trying to cash in on this like horror genre, like the slasher genre.
It's right after Friday the 13th.
Yes, and it's funny how a lot of people were like, okay, the killer is going to be like a quiet dude like Michael Myers, or they'll be quiet most of the movie until like the end, like Mrs. Voorhees or whatever.
Sure.
And then like someone watched Halloween and was like, what if the killer was just laughing his ass off the entire time?
It's also this brick shithouse of a dude with like a big afro.
Yeah.
And he's just laughing. I don't know. I also like the fact that the first character we meet is Body by Jake in his car driving around.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so
like you meet
funny.
the killer straight up. Like there's no punches pulled.
Oh my God. Yeah. I had a fun time with it.
I like it.
I would like to see a Blu-ray restoration of it and give it another shot. I'm probably not going to rewatch it anytime.
I watch it every year for Thanksgiving, so like that's part of the lineup.
I just don't really want to squint that much this Thanksgiving, being like, what's happening?
It's a glancer, right?
It's a glancer.
You're like, oh, there's a mistake. There's one of the Kiss Army playing his guitar.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot. There's a fucking clown in this.
He's not a clown.
He's basically a clown.
He is one of the main character's kids, and they call him Mistake.
Yes,
because he's a mistake.
He's a mistake.
We's wearing like Kiss makeup, and he's
wearing the Kiss makeup. He's got the electric guitar with an amp in the back, so he can play it. But like he keeps interrupting the two people just trying to have like sex, and make out. But they're like full on adults. It's like, why are you guys like, let's sneak into this room?
It's also weird because like trying to explain the plot and like the characters in this movie is very difficult because it's very, you don't know who's who.
Yes.
And who's related to who?
Yes,
and, like,
I still don't know.
The people that you're talking about are like a tenant that live in like an upstairs apartment, but are also going to Thanksgiving dinner, ? It's weird.
It's very confusing.
Mistake also does magic tricks.
He's the worst.
Oh, he's pretty great.
How does he get killed?
Oh,
does he get killed?
Body by Jake shocks the living shit
He electrocutes him, and then the people are in the house are like, what's going on with the lights?
The power went out again.
And then of course, Body by Jake dies, and of course the movie ends with his eyes being like, da-da.
He doesn't just die. He is stabbed in the back, and then like several hours go by, and he's still alive, like on PCP. With, like, blood coming out of his mouth. He gets like a couple of rounds of shotgun in the chest. It's great.
Oh man, what a film!
One last thing I want to mention: the little girl is Yabos Allison from Hocus Pocus.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Kiss Me, I'm Allison. Yeah,
I didn't rewatch.
I'm sorry, not Danny, but literally Allison from Hocus Pocus, the older chick.
I didn't rewatch Hocus Pocus 1.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I forgot.
Little trivias.
I forgot. I don't know who that character is. I watch Hocus Pocus 2.
You don't know who that character is. It's the chick that like Max is like trying to mack it to.
Oh, it's that girl.
Yeah, with the big house.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
Oh, giant candy bars, jackpot.
Look. They were not in Hocus Pocus 2, therefore they do not count. They are not canon.
We're not talking about them. Neither is that.
We talked about it in the last live episode. Now, before we move on, let's look at the super chats. And I see Johanna in the chat derailing it and yelling at me for not doing Catzilla, so I'm sure everything's going to be about that.
What is she talking about? The comics?
She got mad because I tried to pad out the show so we didn't run out of material. So we were talking about comics and stuff.
Like the Destroyer of the Earth or whatever, Defender of the Earth.
We were doing like the Marvel series.
The Marvel ones.
Okay, here we go. Here, the Nutrichrist, $5. Will either of you do a Willow episode with the series coming up?
I really want to do like a Ripe Review series on the Willow series. Like we'll watch the whole thing and then we'll review the one. But I love Willow. Like Willow is like one of my favorite fantasy movies. And Warwick Davis is a fucking treasure.
I have not seen Willow since 1994, maybe.
It's great.
It was on TV. I remember a two-headed monster and Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
I'll rewatch it at some point. I was like, okay.
It's really good, man. Billy Barty's in it. All of the heavy hitters. Phil Fondacaro. All the little actors. Yeah.
It's cool. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer's also in it.
So yeah, I'm probably not going to review it, but Joe Probably.
Probably. We'll probably talk about it.
Or knows, maybe I'll rewatch Willow and be like, oh my God, I'm the biggest Willow fan in the world now.
You could be.
I didn't appreciate it enough when I was younger. I'm a Willow head. I'm a Willowmaniac.
Is it trending? Okay, we're doing Willow.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
That's pretty accurate.
Let's see. So from Dino,
What's up, D?
What's GBP?
GBP? Oh, that's currency. That's Great Britain pounds.
Oh. So $2 Joe, what's your... I know it's probably worth better
It's
than
worth
the dollar.
more than the US dollar. GBP.
I'm gonna be like Kramer where he doesn't understand conversion, right?
Hilarious.
Joe, what's your favorite vampire motorcycle to buy?
Dino, we're getting to it. I promise you. With all the shit that happened this year, we just did not get to it, and I promise you we will do it. We will cover it next year. We are currently doing the schedule, Sean and I, and there's going to be a lot of good stuff, and that is included.
Okay. Joel Espinoza, 78, for $30. American dollars.
High roller.
Tony, will you ever do an episode talking about your favorite Seinfeld episodes? By the way, huge fan of Hack the Movies and Movie Dumpster.
Thank you.
That's actually a good idea.
I don't know how you haven't done that yet for like Patreon.
But not even Patreon. I've been deciding, should I dip into TV a little bit?
You love Seinfeld.
I do.
So just go
and
for
X-Files and Twin Peaks.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff
you're-
to talk about.
I think you're definitely the Seinfeld guy.
I do have a older Seinfeld video on this channel called The Tale of Two Franks.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't realize, everyone knows Jerry's dad was recast.
Mm-hmm.
And they know Lloyd Braun was recast. But a lot of people forget that Frank Costanza was recast. Because before it was John Randolph. But
I would never know what you're talking about.
he was Clark Griswold's dad in Christmas Vacation. He's
Oh, I
the
love
original
that guy.
Frank Costanza. But when they decided to get what's his face, the late Jerry Stiller,
yeah.
they went back and reshot the scenes for syndication.
Oh.
So that's why a lot of people don't know unless you have the DVDs,
Really?
which give you both options.
Did not know
So
that.
I realized a lot of people didn't know that about Frank Costanza. So I have an old video where I talk about it and I compare them and
I
whatnot.
wonder if my wife knows that. She loves Seinfeld too.
She has the DVDs.
Yeah, we have like
She
all
knows
the
it.
box sets.
When you play all on that disc, it plays the John Randolph episode. You have
Gotcha.
to like go back. But yeah, no, I would love to talk more about Seinfeld. I do love Seinfeld. Gameplay Lick says, great stream. Well, thank you.
We hope you're enjoying it.
This is one for you, Joe P. Will Connor ever be on Movie Dumpster again?
Wow, you're gonna ask me on a live show.
You don't have to answer.
No,
it.
I
You
will
don't have
answer.
to-
I don't know.
Okay.
Just we don't know.
And then stuff.
Possible. Anything's possible, Mario. You just got to believe. You know.
Don't quote John Leguizamo to me. That hypocrite. I'm so mad at John Leguizamo being like, what? They shouldn't play Luigi. And it's like, you shouldn't play Luigi. You're not Italian, John.
He's just trying to be relevant, Tony.
Stuff like games. Hashtag bring back Cancilla, you bitch. Bid for $2. $2.
$2 for me. It's a Deep Problem Child 2 reference.
Gary H. Review Bubba the Redneck. It's good schlock for sure.
Isn't he a werewolf? It's Bubba the Redneck Werewolf.
I think
isn't
it's
it?
Bubba the
Yeah.
Redneck Werewolf, yes. Okay. And we will get back to those. The next film on our list
Is
the classic. Thankskilling.
Oh God, the classic. Yeah.
Thankskilling, a movie I've seen more times than I want to admit, and I never super enjoy it. I rewatched it last night.
Spoilers. I've seen like parts of it. I've never seen the whole thing, and I'm 100% good on that.
Yes.
So you may be flying solo on this one, and I'll be more anecdotal. Go ahead.
So, of course, the movie opens up with just a girl's boobs, and then the turkey kills her and goes, nice tits, bitch.
Oh, goodness gracious. It's something I gotta see.
There's plenty of turkey puns. The turkey is a foul-mouthed murderer. He's like a curse left over from the Native Americans to
Okay.
curse the white man.
That's funny. I like
yes.
that concept a lot.
And it's hard to tell like what is intentionally bad and funny and what isn't. Like the movie's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But there are some moments. There are some jokes that would not fly today.
You don't say.
Which I don't mind. But they make a JonBenet Ramsey joke.
Oh
and it's
my
like,
goodness.
they're like, oh yeah, she's harder than the JonBenet Ramsey case, and then the characters laugh about it for like 2 minutes straight. I'm like, that's a little rough. I mean,
they're also probably doing like a
yes,
yeah.
But there are like some really there's stuff that's like so stupid that I can't help but laugh. So it's got your traditional like, there's the fat redneck fun guy, and then the nerdy guy who wants to get laid, and blah blah blah. And he's telling the story of the evil turkey, and they do like a weird thing where he's like, yes, the turkey, this family pissed off the turkey, and then the redneck guy's like, that's my last name. And the guy goes, yes, I never thought about it, but it's probably your ancestor. They just throw that out there.
That's kind of funny.
So that's kind of funny. There's the fucking turkey kills the main girl's dad. Well, first he goes there, and Jess cut to the image because it's the image I picked. He goes to the sheriff's house, and he's just wearing like a glasses with the nose.
Groucho glasses?
Yeah, and then the sheriff's like, well, that's clearly a person. He's like, oh, how are you? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, the turkey's wearing him?
Yes.
That's a good guess.
And then the turkey kills him, and then wears his face like Hannibal Lecter. And the characters open up the door, and the girl leans down and goes, oh, hi, Dad! And it's just wearing the guy's face. It's still a turkey.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
And it's kind of funny, but it's really fucking stupid.
I owe the director a Snickers.
Yes.
Or no, a Crunch Bar.
Yes.
He's earned it.
So I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. Yeah. It's kind of funny. And like, it goes on for a while before the characters realize.
See, that's a gag that's like funny for like a finite amount of time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's good in small doses, but the rest of the movie, it's just kind of jokes that fall flat. The teens are clearly people in like their 30s, and I think that might be part of the joke.
Probably.
The humor is a little weird. It's weird humor, and it gets weirder as the series goes on.
I definitely have not seen what you're about to talk about.
Yes, and then the one really funny thing, it's like the redneck dude dies, and the nerd is like really sad about it, and it cuts to like a music video of like all the times they hung out, and the song is like, oh, why'd you have to die? And they're like skipping and whatnot, and I'm like, this is something I would fucking do. Like the movie, like for every good joke that lands, there's like 10 bad ones, but the ones that land hit really hard for me.
Yeah.
I do like they kill the turkey, right? And they bury it. And they're like, I hope it doesn't come back. And they were like, well, you know, it would only like the only way it come back is if we like buried it near some like toxic waste, but that wouldn't happen. That only happens in the movie. And sure enough, the turkey shows up glowing green.
Oh, there you go.
So
That's
yeah,
like
it's probably the most popular Thanksgiving horror movie.
More popular than Franken-Turkey? I had to bring this up when you brought up
you know what's funny? The next film has a Franken-Turkey.
Does it?
But that's all I really have to say about Thankskilling. It's a novelty movie. You could put it on, and it's like whatever. People remember it for the one-liners. I do like some of the jokes, but most of it is pretty friggin' stupid. Please tell me
about this?
Yeah, tell me what the hell that is.
Do you remember Bone Chillers?
No.
Okay, so Bone Chillers was like the another Goosebumps.
Okay.
So these were a series of books that were also made into a show.
Okay.
Arguably a better show than Goosebumps. And I don't know if these are streaming anywhere, and they're pretty, I wouldn't say hard to find. You probably find them on eBay pretty cheap. But Franken-Turkey was something we covered on Patreon a few years ago. And it's fantastic. Like Linda Cardellini is in this series.
Oh, I do like Linda Cardellini.
Yes, I'm a big fan of Linda.
Yes.
It's a hell of a good time.
I'm seeing if it's streaming. Keep talking about it.
Oh yeah, it's a bunch of kids that go to this high school. And Edgar Allan Poe High, is that what it is?
Okay.
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe High. And it's just like a horror show for kids, and it's like horror themed in terms of like the school
Good
and
news.
stuff. Yeah.
Someone just threw them up on YouTube.
There you go. Boom.
They're just up on YouTube. Franken Turkey is on YouTube.
Add Franken Turkey to your Thanksgiving playlist right now. I know you're all on YouTube.
I'm looking at Linda Cardellini there. Oh, she's like a goth girl.
Yeah, she sure is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
So-
One of the kids literally makes a Franken turkey, and they bring it to life, and they're trying to save like a real turkey because they don't want to kill the real turkey for the Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
So the Franken turkey ends up stealing the real turkey or like kidnapping it, and they have to like get it back. It's bizarre and amazing. And then they end up killing Franken turkey in a big oven like the Sanderson sisters, and they eat Franken turkey for Thanksgiving.
They do try to eat the turkey in Thankskilling, and he comes to life at the very end and attacks them without a head.
Oh, I figure that they would like eat him, and then they would turn into turkey people.
No.
Like Blood Freak.
No.
Or Poultrygeist.
No.
Oh.
We didn't include Poultrygeist. I didn't have time to rewatch it, but it's not really Thanksgiving.
It's not Thanksgiving. I mean, it's it has
It's about a chicken.
It's about chickens.
Now, if it was a turducken, I would have allowed it, but it was a chicken. So it does not count.
I mean, you can add it into the rotation.
Yeah.
Okay? Easily.
I guess.
If you wanted to.
Now, I think that's all I have to say about Thankskilling 1.
There you go.
And unless you have more to say about Bone Chillers.
No, because it's like a short. It's only like 20 or 30 minutes.
Okay.
And that's
Let me see here. Okay, we didn't have too many more. Oh! Jeez.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Christopher Hensel for $100.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. I'm thankful.
You should be
I'm going to go
thankful.
back. I'm most thankful for Christopher Hensel.
Okay.
And everyone else who donated, except Johanna. Happy Thanksgiving. Take everyone out to lunch on me.
Now I'm holding you to that one.
I take it back. I thanked him too soon. Oh, happy Thanksgiving. Here's money. Give it to someone else.
Yes.
Chris. I'm kidding, Chris. I love you. Thank you so much.
It's the season of giving.
It's the season of giving.
Thanksgiving, you get it?
I will give them a lovely lunch. I'll get like some pizza rolls.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Here you go.
What? Jess is reminding me that I still owe Johanna and Crystal a meal.
Oh, a double. Yeah, now
Yes.
it's a double thing.
What Jess should be doing is not bringing that up if she knows what's good for her. Jess.
In case nobody heard that, Jess just said that the people in the chat are bringing it up, and Tony is now beholden to doing all of those things.
Jess, we're talking after the stream. Anyway, Benji for $9.99 says, please do a Big Trouble in Little China movie review. Okay.
That would do. I don't know why you haven't. Like, that will do well.
I'll tell you why I haven't.
Why?
Well, one.
Simpsons did it.
No. One, we kind of already did it in the Best John Carpenter episode.
I don't know. I could talk a lot about Big Trouble in Little China.
Two, if you want, you should do it. Two,
I'm not doing it whatever you say.
I reviewed Big Trouble in Little China on Rental Reviews with Macaulay Culkin, and it got like
did.
1 million something views.
Oh, well, there you go. I forgot. I didn't know.
Said all I had to say about Big Trouble in Little China.
Well, there you go.
However, if you guys review it and you want me on, I can think of more things to say about it. But you should do it.
No. Clearly, you don't. You don't.
How about
wanna do
this commentary track? Because I actually think Johanna actually loves that movie. I introduced her to that movie in college. I will do a commentary track for Big Trouble in Little China. How about that? Will we all settle for that?
Or
yeah,
Johanna can come on my show and we can talk about it.
No. No. Strike that from the record. I want that stricken from the record. Everyone disregard what Joe just said. Okay, so Joe.
Yes.
Thankskilling 3.
God, would you just lay it on me, all right? You just mentioned another Franken turkey with no head. I know that there's other puppets in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thankskilling 3. You
Yeah.
might be saying, where's Thankskilling 2?
That's the joke, right?
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
The movie starts off with a scene from Thankskilling 2.
Okay.
And the original one started off with a Pilgrim girl with her boobs out.
Mm.
And like I said, the turkey killed her and said, nice tits, bitch.
Yeah.
Thankskilling 3 starts with an astronaut girl with her tits out in space.
Oh.
and she gets shot by a laser
Oh.
that's being piloted by the turkey, and he says, "Nice tits, bitch, in space."
I get it.
He said in space because he's in space.
I get it.
And then he talks to another puppet that's a pie, and he's Captain Pilot. But
I get it.
like you got it, right?
I get
they
it.
spell it out. They make sure that he says PIE blah blah blah.
I get it.
And then it says Thankskilling 2. And then it cuts, and now this is like a fucking meta sequel where the Thankskilling movies are movies in this universe.
Okay, so you're loving this, right? Tony's like,
To an
man,
extent,
I love meta
Turkey
movies.
is with his annoying kid and his wife, and they found out that Thankskilling 2 was the worst movie ever made, and all copies were destroyed except for one. And now
What is it, Le Fin Absolute Demand? Like, wait.
yes, and now the turkey needs to go to Earth or wherever to look for the Blu-ray because he's in some other weird realm thing.
Okay.
And now they've just puppets just exist in the Thankskilling universe. There's a puppet girl, and her whole thing is she lost her brain, so she has no memories. And she sees a billboard of a guy named Uncle Donnie, and his slogan is, "We'll give you peace of mind." She's like, "Oh, that guy will give me my mind." But she's in a dumpster with a puppet trash bag and puppet rats.
Oscar the Grouch.
And she teams up with Uncle Donnie, who's dressed with a white powder wig, who looks like George Washington, I guess.
Okay.
And
Even
then
older than that. We're talking like 1700s.
He runs Thanksgiving Land, or he's trying to build Thanksgiving Land.
Okay.
And he has a grandmother who's a rapping granny, but like
Rapping Grain? Oh my
so
god, that's probably
she
pretty funny.
is a puppet, but she's supposed to be a human being.
Yeah.
So there's puppets that are puppets, and then puppets that are humans, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, well, it's like the Muppet Show, where some of them were humans and some of them are anthropomorphic animals or whatever's aliens.
It's very, but she doesn't look like, she looks like a fleshy, like puppet person.
Oh, you mean like
Yeah.
she's like sculpted to look
Yes.
like out of like latex or silicone or something?
Yes, and
Oh,
she's
ew.
very horny and talks about her sexual escapades.
like those creepy fucking puppets from the Genesis video. This is the world
Yes.
we live.
Yes.
Those fucking things scare the shit
And
out
then,
of me.
so the turkey has to come to Earth to get the thing, and then there's a robot with a worm named Rhonda,
It sounds like I would like this.
who's
but
a female worm, but actually not. And he lets the turkey know that when they had sex, it was with his butt. So the turkey finds out he was gay, and he gets angry about it. This movie came out like a few years ago, by the way. It's not even like the first one was 2010, where like those jokes would still fly. I'm like, oh, okay. Again, I'm not policing jokes, but it's like, oh, I would have in this climate not done that.
I have a high tolerance for the absurd. And I
Yes.
love the absurd.
So
but,
they-
like, I don't know.
So I honestly don't remember what the fucking plot was, but at some point the turkey kills his son and puts his soul into the DVD case. So the
Wait,
DVD
what
is
the fuck are you
So the
talking about?
DVD is like the turkey head is coming out of the Thankskilling 2 DVD, and then there's a plucking machine that's sentient, and it kills the turkey and sends them to turkey hell, and then they have to go to turkey hell
Why do they go to Turkey Hell?
to
Isn't he like a bad guy?
to stop the turkey. And by the way, it'll randomly cut to cartoons.
To like fill out the time?
I don't know. It's like this weird surrealist humor,
Okay.
and it's just like, and it's like I think they just did Thankskilling 3 so they can have fun with puppets and weird animations.
And somebody else pays for it? That
Yeah,
sounds
it
like a
looks
plan.
nice. It's shot nice.
Yeah.
Although they very clearly make no effort to hide that they are puppets. They show the poles
Oh.
and the whatever.
I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah,
Sure.
and Turkey makes a Franken-Turkey who doesn't want to be called Franken-Turkey. He wants to be called Barth. Like Barth Vader or Barth Brooks.
Barf. Not here,
Yes.
mister. This is a Mercedes.
Yes, and then stuff happens. That's Thankskilling 3. I kind of want to watch it again because I'm like, what?
You've intrigued me enough
I've
because
seen anti-sequels, like meta anti-sequels,
Sure.
but I've never seen one go this fucking far off the rails. And we were starting with Thankskilling 1. It's not like we had to go that far off the rails, but this one jumped off the track and went on the other side of the planet. That's how far off it went.
okay. How long is it? Is it a feature length or is it
It's
like
an hour and 39 minutes, and it feels a lot longer. It feels a lot.
I'm gonna
longer.
look up the clip show on YouTube.
They're on Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Do
There you
yourself
go.
a double feature on Tubi.
There you go.
So yes, Thankskilling 3. I hope you guys like that movie. Okay, we have 3 more movies to go through. So
3 more?
Leave some more super chats for us. The super chat thing is working.
I have an honorable mention too at the end. That will.
Okay.
Can I throw that in there? You don't have a graphic for it, but we'll just talk about
That's
it
okay.
very briefly.
That's okay. We only have 2. Oh, this is from Alex Jones. I don't know if it's
The turkeys are gay.
I don't know if it's the Alex Jones. I'm going to assume it's not.
I'm not buying any of that guy's coffee. That's for sure.
I wouldn't buy erectile dysfunction stuff from him. I only go to trusted people.
the company that sounds like a dog food company.
Alex Jones says Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a Thanksgiving horror. Quote, those aren't pillows. That was for $4.99. Thank you, Alex Jones. I mean, it's not a horror movie.
It's like a drama.
It could have very easily been turned into a horror movie, but it's not. Nick Landick for $5 says, did Tony slip... Hold on. Did Tony slip Bimmy into the Double Dragons review, and am I the only one? Did I say Bimmy? Because there's that famous misquote in one of the Double Dragon games. They call him Bimmy. James pointed out in his review.
Yeah, I mean, we covered Double Dragon 2, and we definitely talked about Bimmy.
I might have said
How could you talk about Double Dragon without talking about Bimmy?
Well, the movie, I didn't think. I probably did a subconscious Bimmy. I'm sorry. I did.
But I mean, did you talk about the game a little bit?
Only I say in the review, I'm like, well, I started the movie and then I paused it and I watched a Let's Play just to see if I was forgetting something. I'm like, oh, this movie has nothing to do with any of this shit.
A Bobo.
Who looks nothing like a Bobo, but anyway.
Henry Kingi.
Thank you for those. Now, next up is Pilgrim.
Okay, this one I haven't seen. I've heard of it.
Yes,
so
this is Hulu's Into the Dark series. Did you watch any of these?
I watched something on Hulu that was like a short film. It was like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, they're not short. They are like feature
No, I'm
length.
just saying. Yeah. I think that might have been part of it.
Okay, yeah. So the thing called Into the Dark
explosion kind of.
and like every month they did like a horror movie.
Yeah.
And the only other one I watched was I'm Just Fucking With You, which was actually pretty good.
Do you remember After Dark Horror Fest? They used to do it every year, and there was like 7 films to die for or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
And they would do the After Dark, and they would release these films under that banner. I forget what it was. It might have been like Dimension. Or something.
This is similar. Also,
I
recently,
just think it's cool that they commissioned.
Yeah,
rather
another recent series, The Cabinet of Curiosities, did the same thing.
I can't wait to see that. I haven't seen it yet.
And the guy who wrote this, I think it was the guy who wrote like the Collector movies or whatever. But
the
basically,
Bone Collector or the Collector where
the Collector,
okay,
and the Collection.
Yes.
So it's about dysfunctional family. Obviously, the dad is the.
Is it a period piece?
No.
Oh, okay.
The dad is the guy from Final Destination. The guy who survived. Carter, you dick.
Okay.
Carter is the dad. Basically they're a dysfunctional family, and the mom is like part of like the HOA, and she's super into like this harvest festival and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she tells people, she's like, yes, I found out about these actors you can hire to be pilgrims on your Thanksgiving, and it's supposed to bring the family together and remind them of olden times.
The worst time.
The daughter calls that out. But
that's such... Okay, go on.
Yeah, the daughter was like, that's pretty blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But the mom is just like, Jane Weinbach. She's like, I think it'll be great. So she hires these pilgrim actors to make their Thanksgiving great. And then they show up like a few days early during the HOA meeting with all the other people because they want to, get in there. And they are like fully in character.
Okay.
She sends the one girl is like, oh, your friend who's on hard times, I will go assist her. And it's like the daughter's boyfriend's family or whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the whole time it's just like, these guys are really weird. They're talking about like as if they were actually on the Mayflower. And you find out like the main guy, he had like a rough childhood and he kind of went into this pilgrim thing, and that's how he found peace.
So he's a Quaker.
A pilgrim.
Quaker?
I don't think those are different
Pilgrims
things.
Quaker?
Those are different things.
Okay.
Wasn't
that the religion?
Huh?
I don't know.
I don't fucking
Who could
remember.
give a shit?
I don't remember.
Anyway.
I don't remember the first Thanksgiving. I'm sure everyone had a fun.
There?
I wasn't
It was a hell
there.
of a party.
I wasn't there. look, it's just the Italians, they just told everyone where America
That's right,
was.
that's right.
And then they went, bye, have fun with it.
Wrong place at the right time.
Yeah. So yeah, the pilgrims are getting weirder and weirder. And then you find out that they're like psycho pilgrims.
You don't say.
Yeah, and they want to kill people and torture them so they appreciate family and so. And then they call
How
in.
could you appreciate family if you're all dead?
They call in more there's more pilgrims. They call in more pilgrims, and it becomes like a fight between the family. But like
Between
sometimes,
the pilgrims?
yeah, talk about it's another one that's tonally like weird because like it's presented as like a weird drama.
Is it like The Strangers? Kind of? Is it like Home Invasion?
That's not really. It's
Okay.
more just like like they invited this friendly person, but the person's a little weird, and then yeah. So some of it will be filmed like a really serious, dramatic, like suspenseful thriller.
Yeah.
But then they'll be like, they use weird fisheye lenses sometimes, and then they do like weird Evil Dead stuff where like the family lifts up their weapons real quick, and there's crash zooms, and it's like this is totally inconsistent.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a decent idea, I guess. It wasn't very scary. The home invasion stuff wasn't really creepy. It was just kind of like, LOL, pilgrims are killing the family.
What would you say the message of the movie was then? Like, what were they trying to get at?
Thanksgiving sucks? I don't know.
Like,
Family's good. Thanksgiving sucks? I don't know.
Did they ever explain like why they were doing what they were doing?
No, I think they all had bad Thanksgivings.
That's it?
And they wanted to punish people who don't appreciate Thanksgiving.
What are they, like the Krampus of Thanksgiving?
I guess, but they're just human beings. They're not like magic pilgrims.
Well, it doesn't sound like a very good movie.
It gets bloody toward the end. I'll give them that. There's
You
a
and I
lot of
both know that does not make a film.
that does not make a film. There is a cool they build like a device where they put the daughter over the pool and they keep dunking her into.
Oh my god! Like
like-
March of the Wooden Soldier.
Yeah, they're like waterboarding her and stuff, and just like brainwash her and whatnot.
Oh, it's like a cult thing too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's like they're a pilgrim cult. But
Pilgrim
yeah.
cult.
So it's interesting. There is one funny thing, like toward the end, he's like, I was fishing for trout on the Mayflower. And the girl's just like, trouts are freshwater fish, you idiots. So it's like even they aren't really up to date on everything. But yeah, it's interesting. If you have Hulu and you're in the mood for a Thanksgiving horror, why not? I mean, I know there's so many options.
The movie we're gonna talk about soon is the one to watch.
Yes. I'm going to say some of the girls are cute. The evil pilgrim lady was pretty hot. There you go.
Okay.
There's my review of Pilgrim on Hulu.
Pretty hot. Some blood at the end.
Check out the movie I'm Just Fucking With You.
What is that one about? Just briefly.
That's when a guy, he like goes to a motel and the guy in charge of the motel like
Just keep saying, just
keeps
fucking with you.
fucking with him,
Yeah.
but it keeps like escalating to the point where you're like, is he just fucking with him or is there something fucked here?
I don't know. There's a clear line.
No.
Where you're like,
Yeah.
they're not just fucking with me.
And it's got the hot girl plays the new Sonya in that terrible Mortal Kombat movie. So it's like,
okay.
he was also in the Meg.
sounds interesting.
You ever see the Meg?
I sure did. I saw it in the theater.
Oh, the
I love
Meg.
that book series.
Oh, the Meg. Anyway,
Yeah.
I remember live tweeting that. And like 30 minutes in, I'm like, oh, wow, they killed that Meg pretty fast. And then like a minute later, I'm like, oh, there's a second Meg.
Yeah. In the book, it's different.
I heard it was supposed to be like super rated R and they like cut it down to PG-13.
Eli Roth was supposed to direct it, and I was very excited.
Right. He mentioned that on Joe Bob's thing. He didn't mention the movie.
Yeah.
But he talked about how he was like kicked off a film.
Because of the investors, I guess, that wanted
Yeah.
to make it their thing.
Yeah. Anyway, no new super chats, Joe. What?
Everybody left because we're talking about shitty movies.
What? What's wrong with
Pilgrim and
Thankskilling 3?
Let's talk about a good Thanksgiving horror movie.
Yes.
Are we there yet? Or no, I'm sorry.
We're almost there. We're almost there. I want to thank everyone for watching, by the way. Thank you for we
so
want to do
much.
more of these live episodes.
Yeah, this is fun.
But the only thing that makes them worthwhile is those goddamn super chats. Anyway, next film. Now, this one, I believe. Yes, I did not see this one.
Which one is this?
This is The Mutilator.
The Mutilator. Okay, let's talk about The Mutilator. The Buddy Cooper classic, man.
Okay.
Okay, so this isn't necessarily a Thanksgiving film.
Okay.
The original title of this was Fall Break.
Okay.
And there's an excellent song, which is the title theme song.
Okay.
Going on a fall break. It's great.
Real quick, please read the back of the box. I love
Oh, is that
reading
what you
back
want
of
me to-
Yeah,
okay,
please
okay.
read the back of I love reading back of boxes.
Their horrifying vacation was no day at the beach.
Oh.
This spine-tingling chiller is the harrowing tale of 5 high school students whose dream vacation of a fun-filled holiday at the beach becomes the nightmare when they are stalked by the Mutilator.
Oh no.
Ed, a likable high school student, busily discusses vacation plans with his friends when he receives a message from his father asking that he close up for the summer house at the beach. While his friends feel that it's the perfect opportunity for a vacation, Ed is uneasy about the request, as his father never quite forgiven him for the accidental shooting of his mother.
Oh. Yeah, that's a hard one to forgive.
Yeah.
God, Dad, why'd you accidentally shoot Mom, you dick?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
When the group arrives at the summer house, they discover Ed's father's collection of bizarre weapons. To add to their anxieties, there is the ever-present feeling that they are being watched. Suddenly, Ed's house guests begin to meet bizarre deaths, each one more grisly than the next.
Ooh.
But the Mutilator is saving the best for last. The best for Ed.
Oh no.
You have never seen this?
No, but I've seen the cover. I think when we did the last round review episode, I think this is one that you submitted for
Yeah.
like the wacky covers.
It's
Although I remember
great.
it being bluer.
Well, so there's 2 versions of this tape.
Oh, okay.
This is the Vestron release. This is the R-rated uncut version.
Oh.
And then when you see the blue cover, that's the cut version.
Oh, okay.
Or that's the
gotcha.
R-rated version. This is
The X or
unrated.
the unrated. Okay. So yes, Mutilator. Tell me more about it.
So yeah, Ed in the beginning of the movie, he like it's I believe his father's birthday, and his mom's like making a cake and stuff, and he's like, I'm gonna clean Dad's gun collection for him. So he's in there and he's cleaning the guns and he loads it or whatever, and he ends up shooting his mom and killing her. And his dad comes home, and there you go. That's the intro of the movie.
Yeah.
How you would ever talk to your father again or anything like that, or how they interact throughout the film is just like, what are you talking about? When Dad is a raging alcoholic and only calls you to like do things or berate you or whatever, do not go to his summer home near the beach to close it up.
I'm gonna go hang out with my alcoholic dad.
Because he's probably there all boozed up with the intent on murdering you and all your friends.
Yeah.
With this great axe that's
Oh my god.
yeah, well, that's one of the things. I don't want to spoil too much of this because it's really excellent. I'm not sure exactly where you can watch it, but Arrow did put out a Blu-ray of it.
Hold on.
I'm sure it's streaming on the Arrow service. See if it's up.
Hold on.
And yeah, so there's a lot of great effects in it. It's just a really good slasher.
You can rent it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's available to rent
Well,
on
there
YouTube.
you go. I think it might be on Arrow streaming service too.
Yeah, if it's here, it's got to be there.
I mean,
too.
it.
Yeah,
it's
because
great.
it's the
classic.
Arrow version. So yeah.
They're working on Mutilator 2, which I don't know if I need, but
Yeah, how do you feel about these really long after the fact sequels?
the thing with the Mutilator is like, sure, you could do a sequel, but like, I don't know if it would have the same effect.
Yeah.
There is a certain sleaze and air about this movie that I don't think you can like capture again.
Yeah,
that I really like.
Did you ever see Hobgoblins too?
No.
That's another one. I'm like from 2009. I'm like, oh god.
And I knew that they were doing that too. And like, I like Hobgoblins for what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, everybody likes the MST3K version, but it's
Yeah.
actually a fine movie, and I
Yeah.
like the ideas in
Two
it.
was not fine.
I didn't
Two
think it was.
not fine.
No.
But yes, I want to check out The Mutilator.
Yes. But yeah, not a Thanksgiving movie, but I do add it to the lineup because it is fall break.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And it's a
close
cold
enough.
weather. You know, it's like watching Uncle Buck for Thanksgiving because it's like a precursor to Christmas.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, of course.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think that. I'll count it.
It's
I
great.
will allow it.
It's a cold weather slasher.
Yes. Now, before
Or
we move
cooler
on,
weather slasher, rather.
before we move on.
Mhm.
Because I kind of wanted to just see it anyway, because I thought the cover was cool.
Oh,
when we
dude,
did
it's
that. I
great.
just never got around to it.
Yeah. I actually got to see it in 35 at the Mahoning, and I got to meet
Yeah.
Buddy Cooper and the effects guy.
Oh, nice.
And he had like the coolest part was that like he had like original one sheets just like with him. So I got an original Mutilator one
Yeah.
sheet, and they all signed it. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Real quick, CB Smith left a super chat.
Oh, CB.
He said, "Can't stay, just stopping by to say happy Thanksgiving, y'all." Thank you, CB.
Thanks, CB Smith.
And
We'll
then
be doing some stuff with him soon.
yes, and then Alex Jones came back for $4.99 saying, "Tell Elon Musk to let me back on Twitter." No, I'm kidding.
Oh my
He said my name is just an unfortunate coincidence. You should go by Alexander.
How about Al?
You're Al.
Yeah.
Al Jones. Wait. There's somebody
That's
named
Al Jolson you're thinking of.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
you don't want
Al
to be
Jones.
associated with him either.
Al Jones or Alexander Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Alec.
Alec.
Fuck, go by Alec.
There's a Baldwin in there.
Also we another super chat just came in.
Oh, there it is.
It just came in.
Somebody searched that out for you.
Yes. Nick Landick comes back. The Bimmy happens at 45:30. I totally thought you did it to troll people. LOL. P.S. Love the Fear and Loathing / Vegas Games review. Oh yeah, that was the last AVGN I worked on.
It's a good episode.
When I
very
was
nice job.
what's his face? Benicio del Toro's character.
Yes, that was funny.
Dr. Gonzo, what was his name?
No, Dr. Gonzo and Raul Duke, I think, are the same one, right? Which
I
is
think so, yes.
the attorney.
Yes. I was him.
I don't think it's Dr. Gonzo. I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Who the fuck knows?
Raul Duke, I think is his name. Yes.
Raul Duke is Johnny Depp, which is
No.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh my god, it's gonna bother me now. Now I have to look it up. Who the fuck? Fear and Loathing.
I don't remember.
It's Gonzo, right? Yeah, Dr. Gonzo. I was Dr. Gonzo.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't remember.
As your attorney, I advise you to rewatch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I watched it a lot, and I also did a lot of drugs at the time.
Whoa, this is a family show.
I
Now
didn't
let's
say
talk
which
about-
ones.
Now let's talk about Blood Rage.
Yes, finally, we're here.
Now,
This is the quintessential.
yes, this is the. Although, I was rewatching my good friend Brad Jones' review of this before that. I think he brings up no one says Thanksgiving, and it's very loosely implied.
Very loosely.
If it wasn't for
implied.
the cranberry sauce, you wouldn't really know.
There's a fucking turkey.
I guess so, but they never really outright say it.
Louise Lasser brings Todd a pumpkin pie because she always visits for Thanksgiving in the beginning.
Now, I saw this for the first time on one of Joe Bob's Thanksgiving specials.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about it. This like went over my radar
It's a
for
great
years,
one.
years. And I watched it. I'm like, this is awesome.
It's so good.
This is awesome. Now it's a cautionary tale because it is about twins. And I have to make sure, I got to watch my twin nieces and make sure one of them doesn't turn into a murderer.
Don't take them to the drive-in.
I will not be taking my twin nieces to the drive-in. Because I don't know if they're going to murder someone, then blame the other.
There might be somebody having sex in the car next to him and
Yes.
they kill one of them and then
It'll
blames the other
be-
one.
Well, let me tell everyone the plot here.
Okay, here you go.
Now,
Oh, by the way, if you see that this is in like a clamshell case, if anybody's out there that has a complete slip of Blood Rage, let me know.
okay.
Because that's obviously a cut box.
Yes.
It's hard to find.
Yes. 3 stars. Horrifying. And that quote is attributed to no one. Is 3
Stephen King.
Is 3 stars good? Who thought it was horrifying? Just 3 stars. Horrifying. Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yes.
Todd and Terry are twins. Blonde, cute as buttons, bright and identical in every respect with one exception. One of them is a murderer. It all started one night at the drive-in when a teenager was slaughtered in the back seat of his car while his girlfriend watched.
And while Ted Raimi was selling condoms in the bathroom.
Ted Raimi is in this movie. Todd was found guilty for the heinous crime and locked away in an asylum. Years passed, and Terry lived happily with his mother, Louise Lasser, Mary Hartman. I guess that was
She's a great actress.
yeah, who smothered him with enough love for 2 sons. All was fine until one night when they received news that Todd escaped. The nightmare begins once again. And out of its forbidding darkness steps a maniacal killer raging for blood.
Oh, I see what you
But
did
which brother is the killer? The truth may not be seen until it's too late. They should have left that part out. Because that just basically tells you what the twist
there.
is.
Well, sure.
Yes. I really enjoyed this one.
It's great.
It's good. And it's also low budget like the other ones, but there's something about it that makes it stand apart from the others.
Again, same deal with Mutilator. The effects are really good in this.
The effects are really good.
And like again, like Louise Lasser's like manic
yes,
craziness.
The
in this
mom
film.
is like plays this very tragic, sad
my
character.
Like picture like Sarah Goldfarb from Requiem for a Dream.
Yes,
And like that's the kind of vibes we're getting here.
Yes. Was that played by Elle Bernstein
Who?
in Requiem for a Dream?
What's her name from?
Wasn't that Ellen?
I think so. From The Exorcist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that her name? Ellen Bernstein? Yeah.
Bernstein, yeah.
Yeah.
I did a video on The
Bernstein
Exorcist
Bears?
that no one watched.
Oh, good.
It was about how we don't need the reboot by David Gordon Green because the TV show that came out recently was a great reboot.
It was.
It was. I just watched the second season.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Okay, need to see the second season.
I'm mad it got canceled.
Did they jump the shark, or it was?
No, it was actually really good,
Yeah.
but then it got canceled as they recreated the jump scare from Exorcist 3 and implied the Gemini killer was coming back. Then it got canceled. I went, no!
Man, Legion's great.
I watched it recently.
Did you
But
watch
anyway,
that cut?
huh?
Did you watch? The
I got
Legion
the
cut?
director's cut.
Okay,
Yes.
with Brad Dourif is like incredible.
I think it's really good. I understand the studio notes to a point
I get it.
where they were like, the ending can't just be he just shoots him and walks away.
Still the superior version, in my opinion.
For most of it.
Yes.
The theatrical cut, even if the exorcism is pretty lazily thrown in, it's really good. But anyway, that's a different story.
Ed French, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, is doing effects on this. If I'm not mistaken, and
Yes.
he's the guy who goes over to the wife or the widowed woman who's got like the baby. He's coconut liqueur. He's that guy who gets his head cut off and like strung in front of the thing.
Yeah. But no, it is a really good movie. And when I was watching it, not aware of the twists or not picking up on the references, I was like, oh man, that guy's out of the insane asylum. He's going to start killing people. And then it turns out that's not it.
No.
It turns out the nice brother is actually the crazy one. He set him up. And was he just waiting for his brother to get out of jail so he had an excuse to kill people and blame it on someone?
I think he was trying to go. I don't know. I think Todd's like gets out to go stop his brother because it's the anniversary, kind of.
Oh, so was his brother? Are we led to believe his brother's been killing people this entire time, and we just didn't know?
I don't know. I think that's the blood rage because now that he knows that Terry knows that Todd is out, he can release his killing instinct and then blame it on Todd and be like, oh, he's out, he's crazy, he's killing people again,
and he has a lot of fun with the killing.
Oh, he has a very good time.
It's not cranberry sauce.
No, it's definitely not cranberry sauce. Mark Soper, who plays Terry and Todd, is incredible.
Yes,
the way that he can do both characters and be like completely different characters,
awesome.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, I had a really good time with it. And if you have Shudder, watch the Joe Bob if it's still streaming on there, because he really went into that movie, and it's a good time.
Yeah, watch the movie by itself and then watch the Joe Bob.
Also, it's on Tubi.
Yes, it is. Yes. So it might be it's probably the Arrow Blue too.
I assume it is. Yeah.
Before we keep going.
Yes. What is that? Oh my God.
So I just wanted to say a big thank you to Pat Farmer from SPF Entertainment. He met Mark Soper and he got us to Joe and the movie dumpster. That's not cranberry sauce. Got us an autograph, which is really cool. I think they're doing a Thanksgiving episode as well, like a live stream, and you can actually win an autographed picture from Mark Soper.
They're also doing a Thanksgiving live stream?
I think so. Not today. I think it might be tomorrow. I'm not sure. Go check it out.
Well,
SPF Entertainment.
Joe, tomorrow I got to be with the twins on their first Thanksgiving to make sure they don't turn into murderers.
This is true. Well, you should let them watch the movie and be like, this is what happens.
Well,
you can't do that.
Will the movie warn them or give them the idea? Because they were seeing
movies don't make psychos, Tony.
They make psychos smarter.
More creative.
No, because they were seeing a horror movie at that whatchamacallit.
That's true, yeah.
In Jacksonville, Florida.
As long as nobody's having sex in the room, I think you're good.
I don't think anyone at my family Thanksgiving will be having sex
the turkey with the BlueChew going out of control.
I had a lot of fun writing that out. Yes, this is live. If someone asks,
yes,
this is live.
It's absolutely live. Hello. Yes,
and So Blood Rage, it's a great time. I like this cover here with the knife.
With the knife, it's so
because
cool.
the new Blu-rays, it's just the killer with like the machete and whatnot. You have it. Do you have it?
Oh, I don't have it with me. I have it my Blu-ray is on the way to my folks' house with my wife because we're gonna watch it tomorrow. But yeah, it has reversible covers.
Tell her to come. Bring the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
We'll wait.
all right, come back
We'll
all
wait.
the way from New Jersey. Sounds good.
But yeah, the movie has a very sad ending, by the way.
It's so powerful.
Like the
man.
mom crying and shit. I'm like, oh wow, this is really tough. I was not ready for
Don't
how.
ruin it, man. Like,
I'm not gonna ruin it, but I'm
yeah.
like, I was not prepared for how dark of an ending
man,
this was.
it's like
Yes,
it's a punch to the gut. It's a good.
It was rough. It was rough.
And what I will say is, it's more than just a slasher. Like
Yes.
there's a really good drama, family.
Yeah, I think that's
story
what made
running
it
through
stand out
Yeah.
from the other ones,
Mhm.
like the Home Sweet Home and Blood Freaker. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, they're going around.
Well, you don't give a shit about anybody in Home Sweet Home or
Yeah,
Body
no,
by
no.
Jake.
In this one, there was like something there. Yeah, there was something more to
There's
grab onto.
There's
here.
a tragedy there, and
Yeah.
this mother who's obviously has this psychosis from
Yeah.
from one of her sons killing somebody. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's
very
it's
good.
really good, and like again, it like I said, it on the surface it looks like a schlocky whatever,
And some parts are,
and some parts
but they
are,
work really well.
but there's something more to it that makes it work really, really, really well.
And I think that's why it kind of holds up, because you need that underlying thing to kind of bind it all together.
Yes,
and
I think I'm gonna watch it.
it's a great movie.
I don't know
it's
if
a
I'll
very-
watch it around the twins, but
Well, maybe we just talked about this
I'll ask my sister for permission.
therapy.
I did watch Halloween Ends with the twins. I don't think they were paying attention to the movie.
Who could give a shit?
My brother-in-law really liked it. He's like, people didn't like this one. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, it was all right. Not like he was singing its praises.
I know, but I think the thing with that is like, especially nowadays, like, oh well, the movie looks good.
Yeah.
It's shot well, so
My-
therefore it's good.
My sister agreed with me where it's just like, this story should have been done one movie earlier.
Yeah,
You
100%.
can't. That was a weird direction to go to follow up Halloween Kills.
Why don't you try reviewing it while eating a really hot one chip challenge?
Yeah, check out my review, but then check out Joe's review where him and Sean ate a really hot.
We
one
ate a
chip-
Pequi one chip challenge 2022 and reviewed Halloween.
I was
Ends.
fucking. I was actually literally laughing my ass off watching that. I'm like, oh, that's rough.
I didn't talk about the night yet because we didn't do our live show, so I don't want to spoil it yet. You have to go watch the Movie Dumpster live show for that.
Okay, and when is that?
I don't know yet.
Okay, good
Soon,
job.
Soon.
Movie Dumpster Live coming whenever.
Oh, but I can do this. We have a Creep Show 40th anniversary Creep Show episode coming up next week.
Oh shit! It's the 40th anniversary.
40th anniversary
I
Creep
love
Show,
Creep
baby.
Show.
It is a packed show. And
Okay.
we had Chris Barr that we do Talks from the Dark
Nice.
Side with come on and talk about Creep Show, and we had a really, really good time.
I
So
love Creep Show's great.
it's
One of my faves.
one of the best movies ever.
Yes.
Horror
Not super into Creep Show too.
I love Creep Show too. Well, we talk about it, but
Chief
like
Woodenhead. I love him.
It's great. I think The Raft is great. The Hitchhiker. I think they're all good.
People really like the raft, and I'm like, I don't know. It just looks like a trash bag floating in the water. It's like, did it scare me?
Sure, but like
Hmm.
I don't know, when that chick's like laying on her side and he rolls her over and she's like all like melted on.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm into
I
it.
enjoyed. I didn't watch. I need to watch more of it, but I enjoyed the TV show. I think I watched like the first season.
I watched the first season and a lot of it was hit or miss for me. And then
Yeah,
I watched,
that's most anthologies anyway.
Yeah.
That's one. The problem with Creep Show 1 is that it's so good and everything hits. You tend to forget that a lot of anthology stuff, it's hit or miss.
It's the best anthology movie ever made.
It really is.
And the problem is you're constantly comparing everything to it.
Yes, although Tales from the Dark Side is really good too.
Oh yeah.
That one's pretty good too.
Tales from the Dark Side.
I don't think there's a
solid.
weak one in that either.
No. Want to know why? Because you got people from Creep Show working on it. That's why.
Yeah, I guess that
John
helps.
Harrison directed it.
I guess that helps.
Mhm.
Anyway, yeah, so we still have a little bit more time. If you guys want to get some last minute super chats in, this will be like a Q&A segment. I
Get some
guess.
last minute chats in. I got our honorable mention over here. So the Boneyard.
Yes.
This is an MDU classic. With Phyllis Diller, of course,
Mhm.
and the Pookums, the
Yes, with the most horrifying zombie kids I've ever seen in a film ever.
absolutely bone chilling.
Yes.
The what are they? I forgot.
I forget what they were called, but they were like some kind of like Japanese or Asian
They're
spirits.
a Chinese
Yeah.
zombie
Yeah.
thing. Unsuspectingly terrifying film.
Yeah. If anything, the poodle and Phyllis Diller's monster at the end, they kind of like,
Sure.
they probably should have toned those down to fit with the rest of the movie,
Yeah.
but I borrowed it from you.
Yeah.
Because I'd never actually seen it before. And I watched it. I'm like, first off, I'm like, this is a really good story. And then I'm like, holy shit, those kids are haunting. Like, I'm going to have nightmares.
Well, so just to your point, I guess I was
Yeah.
I mentioned it, but I guess we could talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So the reason I even brought it up was because until recently, and now I've seen this movie a bunch, but when they're at the mortuary, there's Thanksgiving decorations up. It's never
Okay.
mentioned or anything like that, so that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Okay. So it's the perfect Thanksgiving
So it's
film.
the perfect Thanksgiving movie where they don't talk about Thanksgiving at all,
Yeah.
and it's literally window dressing.
I like that they knew what the audience's reaction would be. And when the poodle monster shows up at the end, even though all their lives are in danger and they've witnessed horrible murders, the one girl just starts cracking up because it's just too funny.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's part of the movie. It's not like it's like on
she's
purpose.
just like, that
love-
was my reaction.
I love when she laughs, but then equally gets scared right after.
Yeah.
It's great. But the movie is about this woman who has psychometry.
Yes.
And she helps people solve cases and about missing kids and stuff. And it's like really moody and well done. Allie Oates is her name. You might, if you watch Movie Dumps, you're familiar with Allie Oates and the Wizards.
Yeah.
But it's really spooky and really well put together. And the whole crime that she's trying to solve is this Asian guy who was a mortician who killed himself, and they find these kids that are rotting in his basement, like covered up in these sheets, and they can't figure out why they're there.
Yeah.
And he's been had, and basically what he did was feed the kids parts of the bodies that come into the to get prepared for the funeral. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It does get a little crazy towards the end, but
Sorry, can I see this?
yeah.
Now, some of you might be thinking,
There's two slips in there too. That's the original prism. So if you take out, so whether you wanted to market it as a comedy or you wanted to market it as a horror, you could do that if
had
you were a
options.
video proprietor.
Now, some of you might be saying, hey, I recognize that poodle.
Yeah.
That's because when I made the thumbnail for our Ang Lee Hulk review, instead of using the actual poodle from the movie, I'm like, I'm going to use the poodle from Boneyard and just see if anyone notices.
I did,
Some
and
people
I loved
did.
it.
Obviously, you did. Some people noticed him. The other people were like, what's up with the poodle? That doesn't look like the poodle from the movie. It's one of those, like, if you looked at it, you're like, oh, there was a poodle in it. But then you stare at the thumbnail and you're like, there's something different about this mutant poodle. And then I wasted everyone's time because now they were thinking about the differences of mutant poodles.
And then I made something for Patreon where it was Tony as the Hulk's choking
for the $10 tier.
a poodle.
Shit, we didn't do this one this month. I will come up with something. I did do a live stream, though. The $10 tier. Thank you, Joe, for mentioning the Patreon.
You got it.
Now, the $2 tiers, you get bonus reviews and updates, behind the scenes pictures and vlogs. And if you don't want to do Patreon for the $2 tier, everything available at the $2 tier is available on the YouTube channel members. But if you're hardcore, because I don't know how to split this between it, on Patreon, $5, you get all that stuff and commentary tracks.
Wow.
Like our Monster Squad commentary track, our Alien in LA commentary track. Was that the name of the movie?
No, it was.
What was it?
It was Alien Private Eye.
Alien Private Eye.
The classic. From the planet Styx.
From the planet Styx, it has 10 suns. Our Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 one.
Yes.
Now, these are also available on yours.
Yes.
But I also have other ones, like with Crystal, who I see is in the chat. Me and her did commentary tracks for the new Batman movie.
Okay. Which is the new Batman? Oh, the Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman.
Yeah, that we did.
Something in the way.
Yeah, and we did that with Frank. We did The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. Listen to that commentary track. We went out to eat and I had a lot of alcohol and I realized I didn't eat that much that day. So midway through the commentary track, I'm like telling Crystal, Crystal, I'm like burning up. Like I feel nauseous.
Oh, no.
So yeah, that's a lot of fun. And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, for those of you who came in later, I'm sure the podcast version, they're going to love all of this.
Oh, sure.
I just put out a commentary track with indie jobber Kit Osborne.
Who's that?
He's like a wrestler, but not like a real one.
That wasn't very nice.
He can handle it. We put out a commentary track for Survivor Series 1990, which was the introduction of The Undertaker and the Gobbledygooker. one became more popular than the other.
I don't know, man. I'm a big gobbledygooker fan.
Hector Guerrero, I think, was the gobbledygooker. I think.
I don't know. You're the wrestling guy.
Yes. So check that out. And then the $10 tier, we do exclusive desktop backgrounds and mobile backgrounds. I forgot to do it this month. I will come up with something. And we do exclusive streams. So I actually did 2 edit streams recently.
Oh, you did?
And I'll usually throw in something extra. So I edited the Man Thing episode that I did with Mint Salad. And the underrated Batman episode, I actually edited on the live stream like a month or two before it came out.
So they get a sneak peek at what gets left on the cutting room floor?
They see stuff that gets cut out, like when I told Crystal to pause and get something off her teeth. That's in the edit stream. And this is all archived. So if you sign up for the $10 tier, you can go back. Recently, I did a mailbag live, and then I watched a movie that a fan sent in. This fan sent like 5 of his movies like 2 years ago, and I'm finally getting around to watching them, and I think I hit gold. Although I hope he licensed the music he used in the beginning of his movie, because my stream got hit for it. Luckily, it's a bonus stream.
I'm gonna say no.
So yeah, 3 tiers. It's all available. Joe's got
cake.
There's a movie dumpster Patreon.
There's a movie dumpster Patreon. We have all those glorious things.
Yes.
The big difference between ours and Tony's is if you sign up for the 5, you get a sticker pack from us, and if you sign up for the 10, you get a T-shirt and a pin and sticker packs. We got commentary tracks. We got live watch-alongs that we do every month, which we got some coming up. We're gonna be doing that. What else we got? We also do junk mail videos, which is similar to your mailbag videos.
Okay.
Which we do the same kind of thing where everybody sends us stuff and we open it up and talk about it. We just got a movie dumpster game. Somebody made a board game for the movie dumpster universe.
Did I show you what I got?
No.
Yeah, someone sent me a 6-foot plush Jesus.
Oh, the Jesus, yeah. You sent me a picture.
I clipped that from the live stream and I uploaded on the $2 tier. And it's the hardest I've ever laughed doing
That's amazing.
it. But anyway.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool. And if you want to support us there, I mean, that's awesome. But if you just want to listen to the show or check it out, we're everywhere.
Yes.
MovieDumpsterPodcast.com.
Okay.
One more thing before we get into the super chats.
Yes.
The best Thanksgiving movie that ever was created, Predator 2. Go check it out on Movie Dumpster on YouTube. Tony joins us to talk about the best Thanksgiving movie ever. Now, Tony says that wasn't a Thanksgiving movie. I said, Tony,
it came out around Thanksgiving.
Every promo you look up for Predator 2, it's like, this Thanksgiving, he's coming in with a few days to kill.
And I was telling you, we mentioned the King Kong 76 episode. Yeah. The poster said King Kong for Christmas. Like, there's nothing Christmassy in that movie.
Sign me up.
I count it as one. Yeah, and I got some cool things coming up on the channel. Like I said, we have a short that we're working on.
Yes, that we're having a lot of fun making.
We're having a lot of fun with. I think Crystal and Johanna are coming Monday to finish their scenes. Okay, let me refresh the super chats here. Okay. And while I'm reading these, if you want to send some more in, send some more in. We're going to stop in a little bit. So this is your last chance.
Crystal is throwing money at you.
Yes, I see that. Crystal, $1. She said nothing.
No, the second one.
I'm getting to it.
I'm sorry. You have the super chat window. I can only see it
I have
as
the
it
super chat window up. The Trucker Life. You got to say it like that because he put an exclamation point next to his name. The Trucker Life.
The Trucker Life.
For $5. Love the content. Just keep being you, y'all.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
keep driving that truck.
People have a lot of complaints about me, but next time they complain about what I'm doing, I'll just be like, well, the Trucker Life said to just be me.
Tony?
Yeah.
You got to eliminate the negative and focus on the positive.
You're right. You're right. So next time
don't mess around with
next time my grandmother says something, I'm gonna be like, "Shut up! Put your blanket on, the one with my face on it." It is so sweet. She always tells me like, "I sleep with your blanket all the time."
That's really nice.
And I'm like, "That's really nice." And then she goes, "I really like your new haircut. You don't look homeless anymore." And then I had to say, "Hey, Ann," I call my grandmother Ann.
Yeah.
I was just like, "I haven't had long hair in several years now. You could stop saying that. You could please stop saying that."
Into her memory.
My grandmother has a habit of just saying the meanest thing and not even realizing it.
Sure. Like somebody else I know.
She lived with my grandfather for like 60 years, so we'll give her a break. Crystal Quinn for $2. Tony, why did you dress up like Wednesday Addams?
Wait, what?
She apparently thinks I look like Wednesday Addams.
Oh.
I don't know. I just put a white button-up shirt.
Are you insinuating that you're going to be covering Wednesday?
No, I just I just threw a sweater on.
Oh, that was a
I had a
Easter
blue
egg.
sweater on, but it was like a V-neck. It didn't look right with the collar.
I think you look snazzy.
Thanks.
Yeah, you ready for your Thanksgiving dinner?
I don't know what I'm wearing at my Thanksgiving dinner.
You're gonna wear that. Just sleep in
I
it.
usually wear the picture of my face on it. I can't wait until like the twins become like more aware.
Yeah.
Because what you got, my ex a few years ago, like the one family gathering, I wore that shirt,
Yeah.
and her nephew was like 8 or 9 months or something,
Yeah.
and he saw my face and the face of my shirt, and it was freaking him out. Like
really?
he like kept staring at me from across the room, but like didn't want to go near me because he didn't understand the face. It was like tripping him up.
He didn't know who that was on your shirt and why.
No. He knew it was me.
No,
it
no,
was
and,
just
and it looked exactly like.
yeah.
you.
It was bothering him that
So you had two heads?
there. So I can't wait to do that to my nieces. Be like, hey, it's Uncle Tony. They're gonna be like, oh god. But no, I'm not dressed up like Wednesday Addams. It's a coincidence. Nick Landex for $2 says, marry me, Crystal. And then Crystal for $2 said, I'm unmarriable.
I love the idea that we just paid $2 to do that.
Strong agree. By the way, Crystal, you never answered my text the other day.
I love it.
Crystal has Crystal is no longer the queen of daddy issues. This is an article I found from Cosmopolitan that was making the rounds.
Oh,
Girl describes what it's like to have sex with her dad.
well, that took a left turn
And
real quick.
I said, holy shit, this girl wins worst daddy issues. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, why would you write that? Why would you do that? Why would you write about it?
That is some Terry level.
And it's
blood
rated,
rage
by
shit.
the way, it's like positive. That's the most worrying part of it. Oh
I
my
got over it. All I had to do was fuck him. No problem.
Crystal Quinn, when are we reviewing the Terrifier movies? I have since it was brought up. I watched All Hallows Eve, which was the first Art the Clown movie, and then I watched Terrifier 1.
But you didn't review them yet.
I didn't review
No.
them yet. I will be watching Terrifier 2 at some point. And yeah, we should see if we can like get someone from the movie
You
on
probably can. My
I
friend,
talked to a few of them, but
yeah, my friend David Ayon
Yeah.
did the credits for Terrifier 2.
Ooh.
And he went to the premiere and stuff. So maybe
Well,
I can ask him and see if he's got
that's true.
The juice, you know, the
Yeah.
the
I
in.
what you call it? I don't really talk to her, but Catherine Corcoran from the first one, me and her.
Corcoran?
Corcoran.
Is it Corcoran?
It's Corcoran.
Corcoran.
I had to ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Corcoran from
Nukem High? Return to Nukem High?
Return to Nukem High.
There
Me
you
and
go.
her were both bridesmaids at my friend Asta's wedding.
Beautiful.
So I saw her in the movie. I'm like, oh, I forgot she was in this. And there she is, upside down, naked, being cut in half. Spoilers. And then Mike Moorhead Jr. says, have you seen Pearl yet?
Hey,
I have
Mike.
not. Have you seen?
I have
Pearl?
not seen Pearl, and I don't care to see Pearl because I thought X was fine the way it is.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Why not?
I'm good.
Doesn't seem like it would ruin anything. And then the next one is Maxine.
I'm good on that too. Because
what-
because it goes back and then forward, yeah. And then
I'm interested in it.
I'm good. I just I
I
really,
mean, I'd take it over the new Exorcist trilogy coming out.
I agree, and I know that it's unique or whatever. I just think X was a good story and told well, and I just don't need to see what happened before that.
Besides Northman, X might be like my favorite movie of the year.
X was the best horror movie that I saw
Yeah,
this year,
it was good.
and then Northman was probably like the best like fantasy drama.
Yeah. Oh, you should watch not The Watcher on Netflix, but Shudder. There's a movie called Watcher. It's pretty good. Pretty
Oh,
good.
you know what was great? A Deadstream I just watched. That was really
People keep
good.
telling me about that. I haven't seen it yet.
And just for like the independent side of the spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
like that was really good.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, this seems to be like the last one. By the way, there are. Oh my God! Hold on. By the way, there are 346 people watching this, but only 156 likes. I think all
That's
three.
a mystery.
I think
Better
all
hit
three,
that like button.
all 346 people better be clicking on that. Sorry, Alexander Jones. Okay, from $9.99. Thank you, Jess.
Omar, I still need to watch Nope.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the full-length version of Eli Roth's Thanksgiving trailer from Grindhouse? Would have been like good, bad, would have led to the Pilgrim versus Micro Miles. It would have been interesting to see, but I think it just worked as a fake trailer.
That was something that I really wanted to see happen because at the time I was like, if anybody's gonna do this, it's Eli Roth. Like, he's the guy to do this, and I think it's really great.
Yeah.
And if it hasn't happened yet, I don't want it.
Yeah,
Like, if it happened like 10 years
after
ago.
seeing Machete, I was just like, that worked.
Well,
better.
that was Robert Rodriguez.
That worked
but-
better as a short.
Well, it worked better as a short just in general. Like,
Yeah.
that's not something you stretch out, but you can stretch out Thanksgiving as a full thing.
And Crystal said, "I'll do someone else's dad for $2." But she left
Not
$2.
for $2.
And
then
then
$2 to make the comment that
yes, and then Alex Jones for $2 said, "Thank you, Jessica." Okay. I think that is it from us. Have a great Thanksgiving.
yes,
Please-
thanks garbage. Yeah,
Yes.
moviedumpsterpodcast.com.
Please sign up for all that shit we were shilling. And thank you for all the super chats. They're gonna make these live streams more of a possibility going forward.
And a lunch for me, possible.
We'll talk. Yes. So that is it from us. We had a great time, and I will talk to you all later. And yeah, goodbye. Jess,
Thanks for hanging out.
you can end the stream now. Let's wave until it's done.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving.